I don't. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Bash of the Buttons. My name is TJ Stevens, and off to a great start already. So, when I first made the start time for this show today, I assumed because I live so where I live in the last or the first county, depending on which way you're looking. That is Central Time. The next county over, St. Joseph County, which is where South Bend is, they're the first or last county on Eastern Time. Because I work in St. Joe County, I live on Eastern Time. So when the Bears were set to play at 8 p.m., I assumed it was 8 p.m. Eastern Time or 7. I assumed it was 7 p.m. Eastern Time. It was not. So the Bears are in the second quarter and getting murdered right now by the Green Bay Packers, 14-3. I've got a lot to say about the Bears. I'm gonna listen. I'm not one of those NFL fans that sits at home and yells and screams at the TV and gets into fistfights at games. Like, I love the Bears, but I don't understand people who just lose their absolute minds watching sports. I'm gonna be disappointed if the Bears lose this game. But also, when the season started, I thought they were going to win no more than 8 games. So they've already overachieved, in my opinion. And we'll talk more about that as we go. And of course, we're playing WrestleMania X8 for Nintendo GameCube. We were playing Path to the Championship, the WWF title with William Regal. And I forgot we left off with Bubba Ray Dudley and Farouk in a triple threat hardcore match. This is not going to be fun. You know, I completely understand wanting to make the game difficult. I'll include Warzone in that. WCW versus the World, which was our second game in this series, was more difficult, but only because it was asinine. But dude, like it shouldn't be impossible to win a championship in any of these wrestling games. And by the way, I haven't forgotten that we're going to come back and play Warzone and win the title. Haven't had time. My stupid face forgot that before I went on vacation for 2 weeks, that I agreed to cover weekend or afternoons this week. So I've been working 3 to 11. So I couldn't do the show, and I'm not going to do a show at 1 a.m. I mean, I would do it for you if you asked me to, but just saying, normally I'm not going to do that. And one more thing too, we've been posting a lot of shorts from this show, and we just did some shorts on Drunken Pop on YouTube, and getting some great feedback and everything else. Cannot stress enough how much we appreciate you guys checking all that out. But I want to make one thing very clear. So as I'm sitting here today and we're doing this show, here, let's do this. Let me make my face a little bit bigger. I appreciate having, what's the word I want? Like decent video game conversations on YouTube in the comments. By the way, the Markout Moments guy commenting on your YouTube videos comments is me. I appreciate having a good conversation there, but like if you come out of the gate just dickish, I mean, for one, why does it make you feel better to just be a prick in the comments on YouTube? Like, I'm all for having a discussion. And by the way, the most controversial take I said apparently on the show was saying 007, GoldenEye 007 does get its love for kind of starting online multiplayer. And I was taught, you know, Quake was doing that earlier, although the guy kind of implied I'd never heard of Quake. Dude, I've been playing video games since 1989. I also lived through Columbine. Of course I know what Quake is, but I've never played it. So no, I didn't know that. So like, if you want to chime in and tell me things that I forgot to mention or I didn't know, awesome. That's great. Don't be a dick about it. Because eventually, like from now on, if you're just a prick in the comments, I'm just not going to respond to you. You can just sit there in your self-hatred and self-pity and be alone, because that's what's going to happen. Again, all for talking. Love the conversation. Don't be a dick about it. And with that, let's go back to WWE. WrestleMania X8. Matthew Elvis Presley. I hope that is your entire name. He said, first time watcher, we're about to play some wrestling. Oh, shit, that's right. Nintendo GameCube, WrestleMania X8. And tell your friends about this show, Matthew, because on this show, We don't play emulators. We play the real thing. This is my actual Nintendo GameCube. The Packers just scored again and is now 21-3. So actually, you know what? On that note, before we get started, let me go ahead and pour myself an adult beverage. And I'm going to talk about the Chicago Bears, just so you know, right out of the gate. So I want to get it out of the way before my heart's crushed. Again, I'm also not the sports fan that their team loses and I just start crying. That's not what I do either. I don't know any of the Chicago Bears players personally. I don't know the ownership staff, so I'm not going to cry. I don't understand. Oh, that was not a touchdown, my friend. Oh, it was because the Packers recovered it, so it doesn't matter. So apparently Matthew is very excited for this match. He's the only one because we tried this last week and this match is impossible, for lack of a better phrase. So let's go ahead and get going. Now the Bears, here as I see them about just getting slaughtered by the Packers. Kyler Gordon, haven't seen him all year. This is the first year I can remember the offense has been decent. I'll even say above average. But the defense the defense is abysmal. First time in my life. And I started watching the Bears in 94. And I'm happy the offense is starting to get their stuff together, but there's some misleading stats about the Bears offense. So I think they're like the 10th highest scoring team in the league, which is misleading because I bet you a lot of those points they're credited with scoring in the first half is actually defensive points, because their offense in the first half the entire year has been terrible. There's a reason why the Bears led the league in fourth quarter comeback wins, is because we don't know how to play football on offense until the fourth quarter. Now, the issue is the Bears defense doesn't know how to play football ever. We've had a lot of injuries. We're missing some middle linebackers. Bubba looks constipated. We had like 4 middle linebackers out at the same time. Our interior D-line is, they're Grady Jarrett and Andrew Billings are massive, but they're not passers. They're not going to get interior pressure, and they're not enough. They're not a Vince Wilfork. They're not going to cause enough havoc on the O-line. It's going to make a discernible difference there. And outside of Montez Sweat, we have no pass rush. And our secondary's been banged up. But even, like, most of the guys are back in this game. And it's 21-3, or about to be. And, last year I said if I was the Bears, I would address drafting either a center. This is before we signed Drew Dahlman, who I like. Either a center or an interior D lineman in the first round. We drafted a tight end, even though we already have Cole Kmet. Now, Loveland has been lovely this year, but still wasn't our most pressing need. But whatever, it looks like it's going to work out. Remember, I'm William Regal here. But the Bears still have a lot of things they need to address in the offseason, especially on defense. I actually think if they leave the offense as is, they'll be fine. But the play calling in the first half of the Bears has been just awful. And how do I change who I'm looking at? I forgot. It is the C joystick. Okay. I can see the Bears trading DJ Moore in the offseason because I don't think I love him. Great team player. We don't use him ever, unless, Burden and Adunza were both injured. But they need an interior line. They need another pass rusher. And again, for right now, I would leave the offense as is until you figure out how you want to call the offense and they can adjust to it. Because here's another thing about Ben Johnson. Love him. Great. Probably the best offensive coach the Bears ever had. Known for his gadget plays. But sometimes he tries to get too cute. And it happened in this game. They've gone for it on fourth down like 3 times already. Punt the ball. I don't know. Like, this is one of those analytics trends where, like, we'll just go for it every time on fourth down on the other side of the 50. Like, what happened to punters like Scott Player that you could have, or Shane Leckler, where you could bring him in the game inside the 50, and you knew he was going to punt it, and that thing was going to land inside the 5 and coffin corners. Like, I don't know where we got away from that, but I don't like it. I think it's stupid that we just go for it on fourth down all the time now. And Ben Johnson, he tried to get a play, an end around pass with Colson Loveland in this game that luckily he kept and just went out of bounds. Ron Simmons is whipping that ass right now, as Michael Elvis Presley has noticed. That is accurate. Oh, we got a schoolboy. No. So yeah, the Bears. Again, I'm not shocked. They're probably gonna lose this game. I will be shocked if they get blown out. I don't think that's gonna happen, or didn't think. It's not looking great so far. But I'm surprised how well the Packers defense is playing without Micah Parsons. It's surprising. Also, being a Bears fan and a Cubs fan, like, I know I should absolutely just despise the Packers and the Cardinals. And the Packers, I don't know if it's because my mom is from Wisconsin. She was born and raised in Racine. But, like, the Packers organization is too well run for me to hate them. Same thing with the Cardinals. I respect them. I don't like them. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to root for them. But they're just such well-run organizations that I can't just boo them. And touchdown. Wide open Romeo Doubs. Packers touchdown. Now it's 21-3. They went for it on fourth down, but they were on the 2. All right, so let's get off the Bears talk before it just angers me. And talk about how Ron Simmons and Bubba are just really ganging up on me. Really. Let's talk about it. Okay. They're just taking turns pinning me and kicking the other one. We get it. Get it. Who do I go after? Bubba? Let's go after Bubba. Kick. Okay. Just throw me out of the ring. And there's the extra point, 21-3. Not looking good for the home team. And the Bears are at home. No. How do I pick people up? I forgot. I don't remember. All right, let's go ahead and get up. Oh, Ron Simmons was up for the first time. That didn't happen the entire game at all last time. Usually the guy that was pinned got up first, which makes no sense. Oh. I keep forgetting to, like, block stuff. So Sean Jones is correct. The Bears are who we thought they were. In the words of the immortal Denny Green. Oh, look at that guy. He looks just like me right now. Bummed in a Zero Acre jersey. Yeah, like, I mean, it sucks, but if you're a Bears fan, you have to be happy we even got here this year. We had no business when the season started making the playoffs. We didn't. And we did. We made the playoffs, so I'm happy. Bubba Bomb. Ron Simmons with the pin, because no one is the computer's not bothering to attack each other, so they're just waiting for pins. Now I'm dead. Okay, we're up. Matthew Elvis Presley says, getting whooped by a gladiator and a pissed off Steve Urkel. We actually talked about last week, I think, while I was trying to beat this match, why Farouk showed up as, a teal gladiator. I don't know if we've ever gotten a reasonable answer for that. Regal Cutter. That worked out nicely. Pin 1, 2. Oh. So the Regal Cutter on, oh, jeez. You just hit me in the side of the head with a sledgehammer full swing. So we talked about this briefly last week too. The Regal Cutter, not a finish for William Regal on this game. It's actually the power of the punch. I'm guessing the STF, but I don't know how to do that. Oh, update. I bought that strategy guide for this game. It still has not showed up yet. So hopefully next week we will have Ron Simmons going to kill somebody with that sledgehammer. Oh, first down, big game by the Bears. How do I feel about Royal? Let's do this because I can't. I keep having to go back and forth to your comments. Matthew Elvis Presley, how do you feel about Royal Rumble for NES? I think all of the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis games that WWF put out has, I don't know, an interesting place with fans in like the, oh my Lord, in the history of the gaming world of the WWE, because they all look the same. They're all by Acclaim. And I don't think they get looked at or remembered. Did he just get up from a double underhook powerbomb? I don't think they get remembered fondly, because they, again, it was all Acclaim. They all look the same, and I don't know if that's fair. Again, WWF Raw for Sega Genesis was the first time I can remember like the wrestlers and the character select screen had theme music. Again, it was like shitty 8-bit music, but it was still, you could tell what it was. They're not here. They're not ever going to be like the first classic video games, wrestling games I'm ever going to pick to play just out of nowhere. But I do think they're underrated. I do think that they're easy to play. And listen, when I first started doing the show, or thinking of it, my pilot or proof of concept, whatever you want to call it, I played WWF Super WrestleMania for Super Nintendo, which is why I'm playing that in the next after WrestleMania X8 in 2 weeks. I know way more about that game than I ever thought I would, but listen, the control scheme's easy. It's really easy to use. It's easy to play. It's not entirely difficult to win. It's simple. 1 versus 1, 2-on-2 Survivor Series match. I think there might be a Royal Rumble mode on there too. I can't remember. But like, and look at it in this perspective too. Up until that point, really, the only kind of like outside media stream or money streams the wrestlers had that, supplemented their regular income was action figures and clothing, t-shirts specifically. But with the video game market now opening up for the WWF, now granted, they've been making games for a few years by 92. But with that avenue now open for the wrestlers to also, have an additional revenue stream, I think is huge on its own. And I think just for that reason, I think that those games deserve more credit than they do. And even with Super WrestleMania on Super Nintendo, and we'll talk about it again in 2 weeks when we cover that game, is that, come on. Oh, I took out the why will you not do the Regal punch, the power of the punch? You wiener. We've had him in position twice now. By the way, the Bears are driving, but I'm trying not to pay attention so I don't jinx them. Matthew was pressing all the questions today. So yeah, again, just to summarize that, I think the Acclaim era of the WWF video games, Super Nintendo, Sega, and Sega Saturn, which we also have, that'll be in the next voting block. We do poll block in your house for Sega Saturn. I think it's underrated. And I think it was necessary to then bridge the gap from there to Warzone and Attitude, which was 98, 99. And then 2000, we get WrestleMania 2000 and then No Mercy, which is arguably, I would say, them two and Revenge from 97 or 98 are arguably two of wrestling fans' favorite, or three wrestling fans' favorite video games ever, the N64 series. So, the THQ AKI series. Doesn't have to be wrestling, but what is your favorite all-time game? Mine is NES Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Solid choice. If I had to pick a favorite, I've been asked this so many times and I've tried to think of an answer. I've had so many games that I've enjoyed over the years. Again, I've been playing video games since 89 was when I got my first NES. And I think, why will you not do the Power of the Punch? Am I not hitting the right buttons? Is it A and B or is it A and X? Oh, it's A and B. That's why. Okay. So, but I will tell you this. My favorite video game series ever is, he just did the Dudley drop without the other person. My favorite video game series ever is Resident Evil. It's not close. Well, actually, it is close. Grand Theft Auto is climbing. Red Dead Redemption. I just lost to Ron Simmons, and he didn't even do his finisher on me. And Red Dead Redemption in with 2, I've replayed Red Dead Redemption at least 4 times, but still to this day, my favorite video game series is Resident Evil. So that being in mind, my favorite Resident Evil is, I think, again, hugely underrated, Resident Evil Code Veronica for Dreamcast. So if I had to just off the top of my head pick one, I would say it was that Resident Evil Code Veronica. Grand Theft Auto 6 would be up there just for the gameplay. Again, I don't play online very often. What classics? I always love the Super Mario series, even 2. I know 2 gets hated on. I like Super Mario 2. And what I like about it, it wasn't supposed to be a Super Mario game, so it made it way different. I remember I said I'm not going to watch because the Bears are driving. I don't want to jinx them. They're not driving anymore, so something happened. Oh, boy. So I have, I'm in a charity group coming here in town, and we have our big annual event coming up in 2 weeks-ish. 3, because it's January 30th. Inappropriate Trivia here in my hometown. And we booked the biggest venue in our town, Civic Auditorium. And we've sold every table but one. Now, mind you, we had 65 tables of 10. So we've sold every table but one. And we've already set records for how much money we've raised for charity this year. And we haven't even gotten to the show yet. And I've been on the board for, 9 years. And this isn't the only show we do during the year. It's just our biggest one. And this was the first year I got to write a category for Inappropriate Trivia. So I'm excited about that. I can't tell you what it is or what any of the questions are because somebody that's playing in that game might be watching. So, but I'm looking forward to it. It includes 2 of my favorite things in life. So very excited about that. Little regal or abdominal, I almost said regal stretch, abdominal stretch. I love that you could be in the middle of doing a grapple move on the opponent and the computer still tries to break it up so you don't do it. That doesn't even make sense. I'll tell you an underrated wrestling game. And again, it's, if you watched week 1 last week of this show, of this game, I said the most underrated gaming console ever was Sega Dreamcast, with GameCube, in my opinion, being second. And WWF, I think it was still, Royal Rumble for Dreamcast, for what it did for the wrestling game market, does not get its fair share. He just ducked my finisher. Now that I know how to do it. Stop running. Step it. So I'd love to know, those of you in the comments tonight, what are some of your favorite games, and what console do you think just missed? I'm not going out there with them because I will die. Schoolboy 1. Also, this week in the weather up here in northern Indiana. So those of you wondering, I live right in the southern tip of Lake Michigan, Indiana. And January 2nd is when we came home for vacation in North Carolina. It was 17 degrees outside. And it has hit 60 this week. What are we doing? It snowed in October a lot, like record snowfall in October. And it's all gone, which I don't like because it reminded me that I didn't get all my leaves out of the yard before it snowed. Bubba Bomb. How about a little underhook suplex? Oh, Ryan's getting up. Oh, boy. I wonder if the abdominal stretch is a submission move in this game. I would find that hard to believe. Well, the Packers missed the field goal, so it's still 21-3. Oh, that should have been it right there. That should have been it. Oh, boy, they're both coming after me. Okay. I don't know why that just happened. Or that. What is going on right now? Oh, boy. I don't know if Caleb Williams is now screaming or yawning on the sidelines. Power of the punch. There it is. And he just gets right up. Just no-sells the shit out of it. So there are other comments. I can't read them yet because I'm trying not to actually win this match for a change. See, here's the issue. With as long as it takes the referee to get down and count, and just the lack of not having to stay down and recover forever, it is impossible to pin anyone or get a submission. But they will pin you every 12 seconds. And they just continue to gang up on me. Okay. Oh, that might have worked out in my favor. 1, 2. Hate it. Regal cutter. Let's see if that does it. Down here. 1, 2. Nope. No, sir. Why would that? And then he does a diamond cutter. And DDP is not even on this game. Should be. He was, again, after the last week, we said that DDP was the reigning European champion when this game was released, but he was not on the game. It says Christian is the European champion. He was technically not here at this time. Power of the punch. Of course. I try to go stop Bubba at the pass, and he gets me first. No rope breaks because triple threats are no DQ because that's stupid. Again, no one's ever explained to us why that is the case. Mind you, before this was a triple threat cage match, which was also a giant pain in the ass. No, just stand up here. You're good, moron. I won't get mad at the Bears game, but I will get mad at this one. Why is nothing ever good enough? Power of the punch. Knees to the face. Pin. Why? Why? You know, with this kind of a showing, I think the WWE made a mistake not actually pushing Ron Simmons and Bubba Ray Dudley to the title. What is happening? You got a submission. Tap out. Nope. Nope. Schoolboy. 1. Now I know the button combo to do that. I can just do that. Pull that out whenever I want. Peter in the ropes. Doesn't matter. Triple threat. Gets up for some reason. And then he hits you with a standing elbow drop. Uh, I really hope after this match it's a fatal 4-way, just to make my dreams come true. You know, if a triple threat is this fun, imagine a fatal 4-way. Shut up. Shut up. Oh, he got me first. That's not good. Double shoulder tackle. Will that be enough? Let's look at some of these comments. So, you did miss it. I lost the first one. So there's that. I was blown away from the step up from the PS2 to the PS3, and I feel you live in Northern Ohio. The PS3, PS2 to PS3 transition was hefty. I didn't remember that. And PS3 had Rock Band, which when I was unemployed in the early 2010s, I played this shit out of way too much. Mr. Fuji had a submission called the Double Atomic Purple Nurple. True story. Look it up. I don't think I want to. Bubba did take my move like the Warrior, taking a pedigree. That's true. WrestleMania 12. Kick out, 2 again, 2 count. Let's go. Bubba bomb. Yeah, this is getting out of hand, and now I'm getting pinned. I got a power of the punch just ready to go. Diamond cutter. I fall into the turnbuckle for reasons no one can explain. Get up. Power of the punch. Abdominal stretch on Ron. He's getting right back up. Ooh. Come on. Be it. 1, 2, 3. You have got to be shitting me. I don't know what else I have to do. I have now hit the power of the punch 3 times in this match. And on each opponent. It's not like one guy's gotten all of them. Catching all the strays. It is good to see that the person getting pinned is now the first person to get back up for some reason when the count's interrupted. A lot of false finishes. Matthew's right. It's like a wrestling match in 2025. I'm sweating. I just want you to know that. Like, I have never been so on my guard playing a video game than I am right now. I can't reverse dick. I'm just in the face, suplexes. I wish they had a match counter so I could see how long this match has gone on. Because it feels like forever. I remember playing this match twice last week. It took every bit of an hour. And I didn't win either one because we're still playing it. Thank you, Ron. And again, I want to know why it takes them 20 seconds to recover, but I'll be down for days. Okay. I just caught a stray on a backbreaker. Can't get up. Didn't even have a move done to me. Schoolboy. Yeah, just stand there, please. Just let it happen. That would have been great. What a way to win. Bubba just standing there looking at me. Again, I don't know how I'm taking all of the punishment on these moves, but I'm not even the intended target. Oh, I'm about to vomit. Boston. I think he just let me up. I don't think I was going to kick out. Okay. Like, am I not hitting the right button to recover? I don't understand. Diamond cutter again. Okay. I'd love to get up now. All right, you guys do something. Someone take the other one out. I'll be waiting in the wings. Just like that sleeper. Doesn't win. By the way, I've yet to use a weapon, and I don't want to. What? Again, double underhook power bomb, and he just gets up. Okay. To say I'm irritated now would be an understatement. Oh, good. Just had my power of the punch stolen from me by Farouk. Bubba's right back up. Now he's coming after me. Regal cutter. 1, 2. What? What are we doing? Oh! Whoa! Hey! We got one, folks. Holy Moses. Why is the crab Boston? Great question. Maybe Rick Martel knows the answer to that. He's the most famous Boston crab user I know of. What's the next match? Four-way. I was just going to say four-way cage. Here we go. William Regal tests Scott Hall and Booker T. Again, Scott Hall, when this game was released, not even with the company anymore. Crazy, right? This is going to be a giant pain in my ass. Oh, I hate it. I hate it. Again, I also I think it's lazy of games, and I'll include this one. And again, up until this point, it's been enjoyable. I hate when games, like, their way of making it more difficult as you progress is they just throw as many people at you as possible. It's like, dude, it's lazy. Like, even if you wanted the matches to stay one-on-one, just slightly increase the record or the difficulty each match. I'm fine with that. They do that in MLB The Show. Like, why can't you do it for this? They still don't do it, for the record. I just bought WWE 2K25. I was on vacation. By the way, Showcase, the old playing the old stuff is still the most enjoyable part of that game. The rest of it's not terrible. I think my GM is entirely too hard. But Matthew Elvis Presley says, Regal showing up Goldberg got my respect. So I don't know if you've heard the story of this, Matthew. They just talked about it on the Arn show with Arn Anderson and our longtime close personal friend, Paul Bromwell. Arn finally admitted he was the agent that told Regal to go out there and eat up Goldberg. And here's the weird thing. Like, in some way, I understand it because Goldberg was pushed so fast through no fault of his own. It wasn't his choice. But, like, you had to know whether or not he could wrestle and possibly, like, where his psychology was. Could he call a match in the ring? And Regal, I think Regal was also proving a point. Now, granted, the Regal Goldberg match was right at, like, the height of Regal's out of the ring issues. We'll just call him that. So that didn't help either. But yeah, Regal ate him up. And again, I even said, I think we talked about Regal and Goldberg last week. The other person to do it was Perry Saturn, and I think it was Super Brawl 98. Saturn wrestled him for like 9 minutes, and he ate him up pretty good too. And Saturn, even back then, when you hear about his history, you're like, I don't know if I'd mess with that dude. Like, former Army paratrooper, and he looked like that. Like, he looked legit. Not the first guy in the WCW locker room I would have picked on. Good job by Tess there. And again, I don't know if I understand that most wrestling fans don't care for Goldberg, especially in hindsight. I think Regal would tell you this too. I don't think like what he did with Goldberg was worthy of necessarily respect because it was unprofessional to start. I mean, it's national. If it had been a house show, that'd been different. This was Nitro. It's on national television, and the match looked like shit because of it. But I'm actually more curious why Arn told him to do it. That's what I'm intrigued by. That. Like, what was the point Arn was trying to make? Ooh, I wonder if this is a fatal 4-way. Is it first pin wins or is it elimination? I would have to say it's the first, because you could leave the cage first. You'd have to, right? So I would have to think it's the first guy. And actually, there's no pins in a cage. We found that out last week. Regal cutter. But here's the thing. In a shoot fight between Goldberg and Regal, especially at that time, I'm still going Regal. I don't think people understand just how much of a tough son of a bitch William Regal is. Like, I read his book, and you just read some of the things he went through to get here, to get to the WCW in the early 90s, and it's bananas. Like, he was one of the guys wrestling random guys at carnivals in the UK, which I forgot they even did that. Oh, come on. We won. Woo! That's right. Won the cage in like 4 minutes after one power of the punch. When a triple threat match, 17 couldn't get it done. So yeah, if we can do wrestling book corner, which by the way, I would love to do a wrestling book club show. I recommend Walking the Golden Mile by William Regal. Oh boy, Hell in a Cell, Austin, Regal, Undertaker, Hollywood, Hogan. This should be a good time. Looking forward to this. This won't be difficult at all. This has to be the last match. Who do I wrestle after this? Canyon? He's not even on the game. We already beat Lance Storm. I mean, the only person I can think of that's on this game that I haven't wrestled yet is The Rock. Well, Rikishi. Angle. Benoit. I do take offense to that, by the way, but not because of what you may think. I think it's just because you're rooting against me. I don't care for that. By the way, good call on that, because I have it. Oh, hold on just a second. Irresistible Force by Brian Solomon, who I've interviewed for Markout Moments before. Both about, one was about Portland wrestling, and then I've interviewed him before his previous book, Blood and Fire, about the Sheik. And the Sheik book was phenomenal. So if you ever get the chance, read that. Irresistible Force is on my shelf to read. I haven't got to read it yet. First Down, Bear. Oh, okay. First Down, Bears, Loveland, then fumble, but we recovered it. That's twice now. I got a lot of wrestling books, actually, I have to read. I've got that one. I've got, I have a book in my library I'm never going to read, but I'm not going to say which one it was, because I met the guy that wrote it, and he's a putz. I really hate to say that, but it's true. Hardcore Truth by Bob Holly, I haven't read yet. The Rise and Fall of ECW, I have not read yet. Bruiser's book, Dick the Bruiser's book, I haven't read yet. So yeah, I've got a few. Countdown to Lockdown by Mick Foley, I haven't read yet. Or the Hardcore Diaries. I've read the other two fully. Oh, we're wrestling. Why didn't anyone tell me we started? Because we can't talk to you, stupid. I know. So what's crazy about this match is outside of Regal, and actually I maybe could make the argument that at one point Regal was one of the more over guys in WWE. But we have, for sure, 3 of the biggest stars in the history of the WWE. How did... Oh, Hell in a Cell, I'm done. But that was a cage match. How are they outside the ring? But we have 3 of the biggest stars in the history of wrestling right now on the screen wrestling in this match. And it's hard to imagine they all worked for WCW at one point. Is that not absurd to you? Undertaker was there in 89 and 90. Austin was there from 90 to 95, so he got hurt. And then Hogan was there from 94 to the end. Well, technically 2000, Bash at the Beach, but he was under contract till the end. And WCW had all of them. And here we are. Also, I've read Guy Evans' book, Nitro, which is a book all about WCW. More wrestling books to read. And it's long, but it's if you're a wrestling / math nerd like I am, that book is heaven because it covers both things. But if you read that book, and he interviewed like over 380 people from CNN or from Turner Broadcasting at the time. And all the math and all the monies and bookkeeping and how they do that, because it's a television company and all those other things. Again, very fascinating to me. But to read the real reasons why WCW went just belly up. Now, granted, I'm in no way taking away blame for, the booking of talent and storylines from Eric Bischoff and Vince Russo. And I think, Vince Russo might not do this, but I think Bischoff will and has in the past take responsibility for some of the decisions he made. But that led to, further hinder WCW's growth. But when you read how that Turner Broadcasting was structured, how WCW falls into that structure, and more importantly, when they were making profits, where those profits went, I would say WCW was built in a structure that made it impossible for it to succeed. Had they sold WCW, I honestly believe if Bischoff had bought WCW in 2001, like he wanted to, and had been completely independent of Turner Broadcasting with the talent he had at his disposal, I think WCW would have. I'm not gonna sit here and say they'd be around today, because I don't know that, but I think they would have been around for a few more years for sure. Because again, they would have had all the guys. They would have had Hogan. They would have had, Booker T. They would have had Scott Steiner. They would have had Kevin Nash. They would have had a lot of stars still. And then you got, the what if, like if WCW continues and let's say Jeff Jarrett's brought back, does TNA ever happen? Woo! Just be Hogan, Undertaker, and Austin. So Fatal 4-Ways, way easier than triple threats. And I do think they had Regal in 01. Now the problem is he was either hurt or dealing with his demons at the end of WCW, so I don't remember. Sorry, I got a hangnail. If he was actually still in WCW, there we go. The Rock, Chris Jericho, and the way they write the names on here is confusing. I thought it said William Chris, Regal Jericho, the Kurt, and Rock. But so I can't remember the timeline exactly of when Regal was dealing with his issues outside the ring and when he came back to WWE. I don't remember. I also don't remember. I think he was in WCW at the end under contract, I should say, but I don't remember that either. Another fatal 4-way cage match, by the way. So if William Regal, if we win the championship with William Regal, we've officially had the greatest singles run in the history of the WWE, and it's not close. What? You son of a bitch. You better hope. You better hope. If we have another moment where another Warzone moment where we finally get past the stupidity I couldn't get past, and then the game froze and I lost all my progress, I might throw the controller through the monitor. That may happen. That's not going to happen. I don't lose my patience like that, but obnoxious nonetheless. So we're going to see here. I don't know why it would be unreadable out of nowhere. Also, Sean, this is my real GameCube. One of the issues with doing it that way is this happens. The console that's only 24 years old. What are we doing right now? How is it not readable out of nowhere? Take out my mini disc. I mean, it is kind of warm. That shouldn't matter. I think the WWE did this on purpose just so we couldn't beat The Rock, you know? That's what I think. That's my opinion. As stupid as it is. We do have some interesting smudges and lines on this disc, which is interesting because this is the first time I've ever, I bought it like 10 days ago. And the first time I took it out of the case, it went into the GameCube. But there's some smudges on here. I'm finding them. We're getting rid of them. Should be fine. Let's try it again. Now, the GameCube I've had for some time. I've had for a couple of years. Well, probably a year and a half. I've had the GameCube. So I started collecting old consoles I've had my own Nintendo forever. It's not the one I had when I was a kid, but I've had it for probably 10 to 15 years. I've had it now. I would say I started collecting consoles again in 2015 or 16. Just slowly building up console and game inventory over the years. And yeah, I love it. I actually, somewhere, I'll have to bring it on the show one day. I have an original NES copy of Contra still in the box, and the box is in mint condition. I've never opened it. All right, we're back. We're back. Let's see if I have to beat Bubba and Farouk again. I haven't wrestled Bradshaw. Now I think about it. Where'd he go? So let's, just for fun, let's see who I haven't wrestled yet. Now, mind you, there are some mystery wrestlers on this game. So I have wrestled. We just beat Undertaker, Austin, and Hogan. We have not wrestled Triple H. We're getting ready to wrestle The Rock, Kurt Angle, and Jericho. We have not wrestled Triple H. We have not wrestled Kane or Rikishi or Kevin Nash. We've beaten RVD and Booker T. I don't think we've beaten Edge. We had beat Christian. I don't think we've wrestled either Hardy. Definitely haven't wrestled Lita. Both Dudleys we've beaten. We beat Test. We beat Lance Storm. Haven't wrestled Taz or Albert or Scotty 2 Hotty. We've beaten Hurricane. We've beaten Farouk. Haven't wrestled Bradshaw. Have not wrestled Tajiri. Haven't wrestled the Big Show. But we have beaten Shane McMahon. And of course, we have 6 mystery opponents or wrestlers here at the bottom of the screen, which I hope to know and how to unlock them when I got my strategy guide, which is still not here yet. And actually, when we are loading up the next match, I'm going to look to see where it is. Heavyweight title. Oh, Tajiri. What? What? It was Bubba Ray Dudley. For 1. 2, you're going to make me wrestle this triple threat match again? Oh my God. I'm going to throw up. I hate it here. So let's see where my strategy guide is. So that's another thing I'm going to do is as we play these games, if there is a physical strategy guide available, I'm going to buy it. I'm just going to collect strategy guides. So let's see. It is, I bought it 6 days ago. Unlike the last one, this one actually has been shipped at a reasonable time. It's been in process on the way here for 5 days. It is Monday, January 12th. So let's see where the last location was. It left today from Indianapolis on the way to its next facility, which I understand because Indianapolis is not even 3 hours from where I live. Why does it take so long? Siri thought I asked her where I was, and I don't really know why. So next week for sure, we're going to have the strategy guide. And maybe then we'll know who, or at least how, the mystery wrestlers are and how we get them. I can't. We won this match and the one after it. And I still have to do this one again. I am going to puke. I'm gonna barf. You know, just what? I do have some rather. I'm trying to do something now that this isn't happening, or I have to go back to this. I have lost all interest. I do have some interesting or exciting developments coming up with our YouTube channel. We got some potential, well, not potential, it's pretty much finalized. Some sponsorship opportunities coming up, which I'm excited for. For those of you who know, we do Drunken Pop once a week, and it is, this month in history, essentially. So we'll pick a month, and we'll cover that month from a year that we pick out. And what are we doing? And I've discovered another show that is kind of similar. They do pop culture stuff from the past, but they cover it in an entirely different way than we do, which is interesting to me. So we might be doing some stuff together here soon, which I find exciting. Bears have the ball 21-6 now. DeAndre Swift, 8-yard run. I'm not going to do play-by-play for you. I'm just excited. All right, I had to send an email real quick before I forgot. That's why, TJ, why are you doing that during this? Because I would have forgotten otherwise. Because I'm drinking vodka and Fresca. And I got to beat Farouk and not Bubba Ray Dudley again. Again, first move. Punch in the side of the head. Can't get up. No, you just go ahead and do you, boo. There you go. Oh, we got a penalty Give me a little unnecessary roughness by the Packers. Make that happen. That was a nice 15-yard penalty. Oh, took out the referee with his kick because he kicked me into the referee. It was a penalty on Green Bay. Unnecessary roughness. Boom. How do you like that? Vodka and Mountain Dew is known as a white trash, aka 95 DDP. Might be the comment of the night. Might be comment of the night. Now you guys can just wrap it up. I wouldn't even send anymore. I don't know how you're going to beat that one. And we're going to gang up on Farouk. You ganged up on me in the last match. And didn't I beat Bubba? I don't think I beat Ron. You jumped over to Jerry to get to me. That's bullshit. Weird chin lock. Oh, also, I don't know if I told you guys this last week or not. One of my New Year's resolutions outside of to quit smoking, which still haven't, by the way, and lose weight. Haven't done that either, to be fair. And then watching 365 movies this year. I am on number 8, which I'm probably not going to get to watch today. I'm probably going to have to watch 2 tomorrow. Just stay on my pace. If you would like to know what movies I've seen, just let me know. By the way, all these movies I'm going to watch this year, oh shit, are movies I haven't seen. So movies I've never seen before. Otherwise, I would just watch Tango and Cash 365 times. I love that movie. I've not seen Primate. I don't even know what it's about. I'm assuming it's about apes or monkeys of some kind. When this match is over in whatever fashion, I will read off my list. That's another thing. I have to keep track of the list because otherwise, how am I going to know how many movies I've watched? Clothesline from Hell. I don't know if that was actually what that was, but it looked pretty good. Regal Cutter. You shut up. How do I... There we go. Let's use a weapon. Get it. Yeah. Oh, he took it from me. And then he fell for no reason. Cujo with a chimp. You know what? Actually, now you describe it that way, I think... I haven't seen it, definitely, but I think I have heard of it. Yeah, you take that, sir. 1, 2. Oh, not even 2. I will say, I think I've met Ron Simmons in person once in the last few years working conventions, and he is still frightening to stand next to. I will tell you, know what? Actually, the most like holy shit I've ever been next to another wrestler at a convention. I was actually getting ready. So when I did Squared Circle Expo in Indianapolis 2 years ago, this is when I worked Tommy Rich on night 1. And then night 2, I did Tommy Dreamer, Ultimo Dragon, and Sonny Ono. But the same promoter that brought those two also brought Ultimo Dragon, or not Ultimo Dragon, Jushin Thunder Liger and Tajiri. And Matt Riddle was also there with them, and Mark Henry. And while I'm waiting to take Ultimo Dragon and Sonny Ono to their booth, Matt Riddle is Mark Henry walks by and he starts talking to Matt Riddle. And the Mist. And Mark Henry is the absolute biggest human being I've ever seen in my life. Like I'm not even joking, he took up the hallway. He's like, you just look at him, you're like, how on earth is someone that big? It's like, it shouldn't be possible. But Mark Henry, super nice dude. We sat there and talked about his son playing sports. Really nice guy. Matt Riddle, for all the things that have happened with him. Now, granted, I don't think any of the things that have come out recently have come out about Riddle yet. He was polite as well. Actually, they all were. They were all polite. The promoters, not so much. But they were. They were great. All right. Settle down. I just realized the Bears are wearing their home color rush uniforms, which is awful. All blue. I don't understand how Levelin catches some of these passes. Like, he was smothered and just caught one. Pinfall. You better hope I don't hit the power of the punch, because it will be over after I hit it 4 or 5 times. Yeah, I think they missed the boat on old Ron Simmons. I think if they would have booked him on 3-way matches, he would have been champion. He'd probably still be champion. Boom. Yeah, go ahead and get up. What? What are you doing? What? We won. Holy shit. It's because it was Tajiri, not Bubba Ray Dudley. 4th and 1. For the 5th time tonight, the Bears are going to go for it on 4th down. I mean, I get it this time because we're down by 15 in the 3rd. But we didn't have to be down by 13. If you just punt. Oh, my God. Intercepted. Again, 4th and 1, and you're throwing the ball. You are the Chicago Bears. Run the ball. You've got Swift and Monungai. The O-line's just like, hey, what if we don't block? That looks like fun. Probably could have had a roughing the passer penalty, but I also understand why they didn't call it. And then he throws a fadeaway to no one. Well, he threw it to the linebacker. Oh, there's Bradshaw. Speak of the devil, and he appears. I'm like, again, could not be happier with how creative Ben Johnson is and how much confidence he has in this offense and all that other stuff. But it's 4th and 1. Run the ball. Worst case scenario, you get stuffed and they get the ball at the 9. Well, I mean, I don't get it. Again, I've been watching the NFL since 1994, Bears specifically. And I mean, it was automatic. If it was 4th and 1 from anywhere, it was going to be a run. Why? Because our O-line should be able to push back their defense a yard to get the first down. And now we have just gotten so fancy and trick play up our own ass that, again, we're not 1 for 5 on the night in 4th down conversions. And I bet you, I haven't watched all of them, but I bet you on at least 4 of them, we've thrown the ball. Disgusting. Matthew Elvis Presley asks, since you live in the Big Ten area, what do you think about Indiana? I'm a Wolverines fan. Here's what I think about Indiana. They are the worst Division I college football program in its existence. They've lost more games than anyone in the time frame, not only since they've existed as a school or as a football program, ever in college football. And when this year started, and we did footballers on Markout Moments on this network, I picked Oregon to win the national title. I thought this year was their year. And IU beat him at home and kind of shocked the world because I still don't think anyone took IU seriously. And even if they beat Penn State in Penn State, I don't think anybody took IU seriously because Penn State, although ranked at the moment, ended up not so much. And them now, mind you, Oregon has played them now twice and had footage of them to look at as to why we lost the first game in Oregon, and then they proceeded to come back against IU and get slaughtered. I don't know if this like kind of a once and forget even single season turnaround. This kind of like they just did a handoff with the tackle for Green Bay. And he fumbled and looks like tore his anus because no one should fall like that. Bears. How do you not recover that? You fell on it. And it went out of bounds. You got to be kidding me. It's just looking like it's not our night. Just fine. There's always next year, I guess. But yeah, forget what single season turnaround. Although I mean they were 10-2, whatever they were last year. But a literal near century of being just awful as a football team. To then, I mean, does anyone honestly think Miami's going to beat them for the national title? Because I don't. I do not. And the bad part is, the whole year on footballers, I said, I have, cheapened IU and not taken any confidence in them, and I'm going to continue to do so because they've been terrible for a century. And again, I don't think anyone in their right mind after IU in the playoffs this year thinks Miami's going to beat them. I don't. I wouldn't be surprised if Miami gets boat raced. It's unbelievable. Because even like the 1 or 2 years Boise State was good. They came back to earth fairly quickly. I mean, a couple years. But, they beat Oklahoma in the Fiesta Bowl like 100-94 or whatever it was. But they came back to earth pretty quick. IU went 10-2 last year, and now they're maybe heads and shoulders the best football team in the country, which is crazy to even say out loud. Like probably for the first time in the history of the school, the football team is better than the basketball program, which is wild. That's literally what they're known for. They had a pretty decent baseball program, but IU is a football school. I'm sorry, a baseball school. Basketball school. And now I don't think they are. And I've heard, NFL coaches say that, or the NFL reporters say that there's teams interested in Kirk Cignati. Yeah, I bet there are. I'm sure that there are. I don't think he's going to go to the Raiders because that would just be stupid. Like the Raiders are just a dumpster fire, which is crazy because they have so much to offer. They have a brand new stadium in Las Vegas. And that is literally all they have going for them. Other than that, they're abysmal. We just won the cage match again. Whoop, whoop. And for IU to, dog walk all Alabama and then Oregon in back-to-back weeks is bananas. This is like this has to be the biggest like WTF story in the history of college football. You show me someone who said I called IU Miami national championship. Save now because what the hell? In like before the season started, and I'll show you a liar. There's no possible way anyone called that. Packers are now punting. Oh shit, didn't want to do that. Okay, let's settle down. Nash, Rock, Undertaker. And with me being a Big Ten country, Duvernay, huge punt return, push out at about the 35 with 35 seconds to go in the third. I don't want to be dramatic, but I would say the Bears still have to score before the third quarter is over. I can't believe how this game started and the Packers have not scored in the third. That's crazy. I thought they were going to put a 50 the way that first half started. But even with me living in Big Ten country, I'm a Purdue guy by trade I went to Purdue, not Lafayette, but the satellite school up here by me. But I liked Purdue even before that. Since I've liked Purdue since Gene Katie days in basketball. And they are such a non-factor in college football, except for like once every 25 years, that I don't pay attention to them. I've never paid attention to IU, because why would I, until the last 2 years? But I only live 35 minutes from Notre Dame. So although Notre Dame is not my favorite, like, collegiate football program, I don't really have a favorite because it's college football. But Notre Dame, Notre Dame is my top 3. It's definitely the school I paid the closest attention to in college football and basketball, for that matter. And they got hosed this year for not being in the playoffs. But I mostly follow Notre Dame. So yeah, I definitely did not see this IU business coming up in the last 3 years. Did not. Also, let's not overlook the fact that not only did Kirk Sidnetti just murder people on the way for IU the last 2 years to get in the playoffs and then make it this far, but also the team he left to go to IU, James Madison, also made the playoffs this year. I didn't even know James Madison had a football program that was in Division I until I played College Football 25 this year. I did not know they were Division I. And that's where Signetti came from, and they made the playoffs this year. Now, did they probably deserve to be in the playoffs? Probably not. But they were there. And I do see the NFL playoffs before too much longer going to 16 teams. So in the upcoming years, you don't get a James Madison and who was the other one? Tulane. And by the way, I'm not bad-mouthing James Madison and Tulane. They did what they had to do. They won their conference. That's what you're supposed to do. But they were at the behest of Notre Dame and some other big-name programs. So I would say they're going to go to 16 teams in the very near future. So Notre Dame doesn't get left out again if they shouldn't be. And for people who are upset that Notre Dame didn't play in the bowl game, I understand why people are upset about it. It is kind of a bitch move, but Notre Dame had a piece of leverage here to play with this whole playoff debacle. And that is when they got hosed by the playoff committee and then decided to not play in the playoff game, all the TV partners immediately got furious because they don't have the brand of Notre Dame now in the playoffs for the TV deal, TV rights. So again, I get it. I understand why they did it. I don't necessarily like it, but I get it. Undertaker just beating the shit out of me. Just taking me to town. Can't reverse shit. He's about to choke slam me. Can't do anything. Just boom. Just helpless in the ring. William Regal, former European Tag Champion and Intercontinental Champion, just can't do shit. Did he win the U.S. title in WCW? I know he won the TV title. Did he ever win the U.S. title? How do you have a character not like William Regal and not have him ever win the U.S. title in WCW? Like, I really hope they didn't do that. I can't remember though, but I hope they didn't do that. Here's the thing. If they ever did put on the U.S. title on him, I don't remember it. So he didn't do anything memorable after that. But again, like, what is the most famous Regal WCW promo or program you remember? It's Sting. That happened in '94. They didn't, like, after that, it was Mysterio and Prince Iaukea for the TV title. Like, other than that, you don't really remember very many Regal programs. Nothing memorable. Undertaker, just take me to the cleaners. Also, I'm in the minority. I know a lot of people say they hate this version of The Undertaker. Obviously, old school Undertaker is my favorite. This one's second. I loved the Big Evil version of The Undertaker. You want some rock? You come get it. Regal Cutter. Again, when I went to WrestleMania 19, this was the version of The Undertaker he was. And unfortunately, I saw this version of The Undertaker, which I liked, but in arguably his worst WrestleMania match when it was him against the Big Show and Prince Albert in a handicap match with the help of Nathan Jones. Yeah, not great. Did I just walk over the top rope? He's got a pipe. Again, was I going to kick out? The Bears look terrible on offense. It's 3rd and 10. And the Packers are playing the pass because they know the Bears refuse to do anything else. Actually, in the replay, I'm not entirely sure how that was not pass interference. Maybe it's close. Maybe. It's close. So again, if you're watching this, the play I was just referencing was the 2nd and 10 pass to Adunza in the end zone where the corner kind of crossed his face. I'm not reasonable. They just fumbled the snap. What is going on? This offense looks abysmal. It's like they're not even trying. Oh no, he didn't fumble the snap. He just fumbled the ball. Great. Who blocked Van Ness? Nobody is the answer. Okay. Well, Trapilo tried. His credit. Field goal. Holy shit, we kicked a field goal on 4th down? What? That is crazy. Why didn't we go for it? Jamoke. I don't mind the Bears losing. Just use your whole ass while we lose. Don't half-ass it. And again, this overhyped trick play horse shit annoys the shit out of me. And also, again, just to recap, like what happened to the days when we're on the 40 of the opposing 45. It's 4th and 6. It's too far to kick a field goal. What should we do? Should we go for it? Punt it, you jackass. If you get a good punter, he'll pin him within the 5, inside the 5. And we're just like, no, what if we just went for it every time and the entire game will be played within the 40s? Let's do that. That's exciting football. It's not. It's terrible. I hate that we do that now. I hate that defense isn't allowed to play defense. Undertaker just won. Again, I'm not mad the Bears are losing. I'm mad at how stupid they're playing. That's what upsets me. Like if they were playing their best game and lost the Packers, fine. I don't have an issue with it. But you're playing dumb. That's what irritates me. Like this is not their best. The amount of Bears teams I've seen in the last 15 years that went into the playoffs and just like shoved their head all the way up their ass to the shoulders it's enraging how often that happens. And I don't know why. Because it's not like it's the same Bears team from 15 years ago. So I don't know why that happens, but it happens every time. Our last playoff win was 2010, which is bananas. Also that year, we eventually lost in the playoffs to Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. That was the year they went to the Super Bowl. I believe they beat that was the year they beat the year they beat the Steelers. You know? And like the Bears have some really promising young players on this team. But again, like quit coaching the team like this is the Harlem Globetrotters. 4th and 3, just run the ball. 4th and 1, run the ball. 4th and 3, run the ball. 4th and 6 on the opposing team's 45, punt it. Pin him inside the 10. Like this is not difficult. Oh, the Bears kicker just kicked it out of bounds. Now the Packers will get the ball to 40. Ugh. See, this is also a very undisciplined team. We get a lot of penalties. Urlacher at the game. I wonder if he has a full head of hair still. That definitely is not fake, you guys. It's for reals. He is. If you ever drive to Chicago, he is on every billboard with this stupid hair. Oh, this worked for Brian Urlacher. You can work for you too. I doubt it. Like, I don't know if I have the money for that kind of a hair transplant surgery. No, I mean, it looks good. I'll give him credit. It looks good. But you're like, oh, this shampoo did it. Your ass. How did I get hit in that interaction? Oh, The Rock with a flying elbow drop on The Undertaker. And then he just suplexes me with no issue. Takes out The Undertaker while he's at it. Okay. Like, again, why can I just not? I can't reverse anything. I just have to sit here and just fucking take everything. Oh, I just said the F word. Sorry. I mean, I say it a lot in real life, but I try to say it on the show. It slipped out. Now, the Packers just got a penalty. I don't know what that was. $13 minutes to go in the fourth. So, I mean, it's not over by any stretch, but they need to get their shit together in the next now to try to come back and win this. 2nd and 10. Power the punch. Not even a one count. Just no was the answer to that. And a one count. Hit my finish, and I get a one count. Nice play by Jalen Johnson. He had that in his hands, and Johnson said, no, sir. I say nay. I don't know how to run. So I hit my finish. You can't get a 1. He hits me with a double accident from the top rope and gets a 2. Oh, was that picked? Or was that just deflected? 4th down. Packers have to punt. Bears going to get the ball back again. Let's see if they can find who won. Undertaker won again. 2-0. He is to fatal 4-ways what Ron Simmons was to triple threats. Montez Sweat just obliterated Jordan Love in the pocket. That looked picked at first, but apparently it was not. Oh, now they're actually apparently they're conversing to see if it was actually a incomplete pass or a pick. This could be interesting. Unfortunately, I'm not showing that window, so I can't play the audio with the. Oh, he called intentional grounding. Interesting. Well, it was deflected. How are you going to call intentional grounding when it was deflected? That doesn't even make sense. Or was it deflected? Did he just hit the guard in the back? Oh, yeah, he just hit the lineman in the back, and yeah, there's no one around. Touche. All right. Fair enough. Also, there's another NFL fan that I can't stand. Well, sports fan I can't stand. We'll talk about it in a second. When they're watching a game and their team gets a penalty called against them, and they just can't reasonably understand why it's a penalty. I hate it. Like if I'm watching the Bears and it's a penalty, I'll tell you it's a penalty. Or if like the other team gets a penalty that's kind of like on the edge, I'm like, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm glad we got it, but I'm not sure that's a penalty. But like to pretend that every penalty that goes against you or uncalled penalty, like I love how many guys will say like he got blocked in the back, like a D lineman got blocked in the back on the line of scrimmage, which for the record, not a thing. I played D line in high school. I was a nose guard, and believe me, I bitched about it all the time. I'm getting blocked in the back, and that's when our coach told me that's not a thing. Blocked in the back when you're a D lineman. Now, unless you're trying Like if they're running like a screen pass and you get bulldozed in the back, that's different. But if you're just on the D line trying to, get into the pocket and somebody hits you in the back, not a thing. Forget it. Or what's the other one? That like, oh, that should have been this. No, it shouldn't have. Pass interference is everything's pass interference now, which is I think is cute. He was holding. That's another one. He's holding. Again, to have an offensive lineman called for holding, it has to be just egregious as all get out for them to call it. I'm just gonna Regal cut the shit out of Kevin Nash. Go for the pin. One. Nope. Caleb Williams just scrambled and ran for a first down. Off to a promising start. I like it. Pass to Colston Loveland out of the Green Bay 32. We're moving the ball, matriculating the ball down the field. I will tell you, though, it's wildly aggravating to see that the only person that Williams can throw to accurately on the regular is Loveland. He can't throw to anyone else with a shit but Loveland. And sometimes Luther Burden. Again, I wonder if sometimes he remembers that DJ Moore plays for the Bears because he just does not throw to him. Now, I don't understand why. DJ Moore is a phenomenal receiver. Throws to no one. Then we have a Dunza back, and our passing offense is just terrible. I wish I had more wrestling things to talk about since this is a wrestling video game podcast, but I don't. Unless you guys bring something up. And I'm watching the Bears. They were in my face. So, power of the punch. 1, 2, 3. Your winner, Lord William Regal. Let's save. We won this match last time. So we've done a fatal 4-way cage. Loveland again. Beautiful. A fatal 4-way Hell in a Cell. What's next? We still haven't looked to create a superstar to see what guys are like pre-made in here already. Yes, I really want to save. Again, like Caleb will sometimes he'll throw like just a pass where you'll see it and you go, how is it even possible that he made that pass? Like just from like a geometry perspective. How did he get it there? And then there's other times he'll miss a wide open receiver by 15 yards. And you're just like, what? Fatal 4-way normal match. William Regal, Hollywood Hogan, Kurt Angle, Big Show. So this is just horribly booked. You don't start with cage match, go to Hell in a Cell, and then end up with a normal match. Who booked this shit? Loveland's the first rookie tight end with 100 receiving yards in a postseason game since Keith Jackson in 1988 for your Philadelphia Eagles. Again, I will say to my dying days, William Regal should have done so much more in wrestling. Again, the fact that his only main event spot was Sting in 94 it should be a criminal. Should be a criminal act. Be able to be prosecuted for it. Because if he had a main event run in the WWE, I don't remember it. Should have. Like, imagine when Jericho was the champion. Like, the matches Jericho and Regal could have had would have been outstanding. And it would have touchdown Bears. It with 10 minutes to, oh shit, here we go. It would not have been like impossible to imagine Regal and Jericho actually competing. Like, Regal might win this match. Not impossible. Undertaker, I don't know. Austin, I don't know. The Rock, I don't know. They could have got him there, but it would have taken forever to build him up to that level. But Jericho, you could have believed it immediately. DeAndre Swift on that touchdown, by the way. Also, I play fantasy football, and I can't tell you how much I hate it because in 2 leagues, one league I finished 6 and 7 and finished last. Was it? Yeah, 6 and 7, finished last. In another league, I finished 3 and 13 and finished 11th. Deserve that one, or whatever my record, 3 and 10, whatever it was. I don't remember. And then in another league, the Mark Out Moments League, I won. I won that. I beat Timmy C in the finals. You're welcome. I wonder what's his song. Is it the NWO theme music? I can't hear it. Why can't I hear it? Oh, we went backwards on accident. I don't want to do that. There we go. Whoops. Whoops a daisy. What? That wasn't the NWO music. I don't know what that was. What was that? What's Big Show's? Can't play too much. We'll get banned on YouTube. That does not look like Big Show. Looks like every middle school bully in a tank top. I was so excited when Big Show went to WWE. I don't know about you guys. But I watched, let's look at the time, right? 1999, St. Valentine's Day Massacre. Up until this point in 99. With one exception. And we'll talk about it here in a second. Well, 2. Not, well, 3. Actually, I'm going to think of more as we sit here. Or no, Jericho hadn't left yet. But up to this point, there wasn't, like, all the good wrestlers from, well, I shouldn't say all, most, a lot of the good wrestlers from WWE left to go to WCW. Very rarely did they turn around and go the other way. I believe I've heard Waltman was the first one, which was the day after WrestleMania 14. Boss Man, I believe, was that year because he was part of the corporation. Then it would have been Big Show and then Jericho in 99. But, and I got to work with Sean Waltman last year at Square Circle Expo at his table. And what a great human being that man is. Just treats every fan with the utmost respect, takes the time every time to talk to them for a few minutes. Signs their pictures with whatever color marker that he has that they want. Like, the dude's super nice. And, but I don't think anyone considered him or, Big Boss Man, and Big Boss is one of my favorite ever, to be game changers, to use that term. Way too often used term in wrestling. I just don't. But when Big Show jumped at St. Valentine's Day Massacre 99, and again, I watched both. But again, to watch, did the Packers just fumble the kickoff and the Bears recover? I will pee my pants. But to be a WWF kid growing up, but I watched both companies. I watched WCW and WWF. But again, seeing what was happening, like even when I was a kid, in 95, 96, 97, without understanding, or caring for that matter, WWF business or how bad or well they were doing or, blah, blah, blah. I could see that all of the wrestlers I grew up watching were leaving and going to WCW. I could tell. And I remember the first one that really affected me was Mr. Perfect, because I was a giant Mr. Perfect fan. So to see all those things happen, and then out of seemingly nowhere, because again, this is 99. This is way before online dirt sheets and everything else. I had no idea the Giants contract was coming up. No clue. None. And I wish that was still true today. I hate that you can just read spoilers all the time, or contract negotiations, whatever the case is. But when the Giant jumped ship to the WWF in 99, and I saw him burst through the ring in that cage match between Austin and McMahon, I was so happy. For one, I was always a big Giant fan and Big Show fan. But 2, this was the first time I felt like WWF got one up. Now, this was before I realized that Undertaker and Austin and Mick Foley and all those other guys worked there first. I didn't know that. And Triple H even. But I was so happy when Big Show debuted. And then when Jericho showed up, again, big Jericho fan when he was in WCW, especially when he was a heel. When he showed up, I was like, okay, like things, WWE with Austin and The Rock and Triple H and all those guys, Kurt Angle, The Undertaker, they're starting to turn around. And again, I still wish WWE or WCW was still around for sure. But I also completely understand why it's not. Now, to be completely like, just let's spitball this for a minute. Had it been me, and this might be why I'm not in business, but had it been me and I bought my competitor, and I would have kept it real secret that I bought it, and I would have got TV. We just won again. I would have got some TV for it because I mean, let's be honest, you're not going to get TBS and TNT for WCW after WWF buys it, or maybe even maybe period, because I think Jamie Kellner wanted WCW off Turner programming anyway, so they're probably not there. But you could find it a home somewhere, right? I would have, as minor as it would have been, or small station, or whatever the case is. As small as a TV deal as it possibly could have been, I would have found television of some kind to put WCW on. And I would have made WCW my farm system. While keeping guys, like I would, all honesty. Here we go. I believe Triple H, heavyweight WWF heavyweight championship, even though this is a WWE game on the cover. Remember this? We said last week, this was right after the World Wildlife Fund lawsuit. So they lost the rights to WWF. So the cover says WWE, but because the game was already in production, all the WWF logos in the game stayed, which again, to me is fascinating. Now I wonder which Triple H song is in this. I wonder if it's My Time, because that's his best one by far. I don't give a shit. As much as I love Motorhead, it's My Time. But yeah, I mean, I would have taken Booker T and I would have taken Scott Steiner, those guys, to WWE. But I would have kept Canyon and Mike Awesome and Lance Storm and all the young guys. I would have kept them in WCW and just had them on TV. Again, not totally when I bought it. Put Bischoff back as the figurehead, and I also have them run the actual business because he's the only one that ever made a nickel in WCW as a businessman. And just have him run it, and just quietly made WCW my farm system. Maybe once in a while, stage some contract, disputes, and have someone jump ship over to WCW. Let's see. Motorhead, and made WCW my farm system. So that's what I would have done. But again, maybe that's why I'm not in business. I don't know. Just a thought. ECW, like had I bought ECW, if I'm the WWE, I would have done the same thing with it. I would have killed it. What do you do with it? And listen, in real time, I was an ECW fan. I'm an ECW alumni fan. A lot of those guys from ECW, I still enjoy watching today. Well, not so much watching today because they're all old and broke down, but and like here in 02, I enjoyed watching all those guys. But as a product, as a style they had, being the hardcore stuff, sex appeal driven, all that other controversial stuff. What do you do with it once you buy it? Like you can't touchdown Green Bay. That was embarrassing. We just missed 11 tackles. Yes, everyone on the defense missed once. I think even the coach, a defensive coordinator, jumped out and tried to tackle him. But like, you can't keep that product and then just keep running it. Like, even in the Rise and Fall DVD of Rise and Fall of ECW DVD, Paul Heyman even said we knew we had to change, and they were going to change. And if, depending on what you believe, when they were on TNN, which we now know they were literally just the proving ground for Raw. While they're on TNN, they knew they're going to have to change. They were in the plans of starting to make changes to the product, and they just missed the extra point. The Bears still down by 11, and they were. I don't know if go towards. Like I said, they were going to tone it down, right? So essentially, be WWE light, because again, that's what it would have been at the time. And I would have liked to see him go to like a 2001 version of Ring of Honor, because that wasn't a thing yet. But you get my point. But according to Paul Heyman, one of the guys they were recruiting to bring in to be the future of ECW was CM Punk way back in 2001. And yes, he was wrestling in 01. That's when he was on his independent tours with Chris Hero and all those guys. The 01, I think he would have been with IWA Mid-South. Thing. But I mean, I found that fascinating. They're like, oh my god, if ECW would have stuck around, like we could have had CM Punk in ECW in 01 or 02 at the latest. That's bananas to think about. I'm surprised that Triple H doesn't come to the ring with the golden shovel. So I'm one of the few people that did not, irrationally hate Triple H when he wrestled. Now, granted, his reign of terror, for the most part, I was not watching during that. Again, I kind of bowed out after WrestleMania 19. I didn't come back till full time until 09. So I missed pretty much all of that. But I always liked Triple H as a wrestler, DX and then beyond. Even when he was the Grant snob. Again, I will, like I said, Regal's underrated. I will go to my dying day saying Cactus Jack and Triple H at Royal Rumble 2000 is the most underrated WWF Championship match on pay-per-view ever. That match is great. And in my opinion, the only thing bad about that match was The Rock interfered. And to this day, I don't know why. I don't know what it did for that match to have The Rock come out. Because again, he interfered on behalf of Cactus Jack, and Jack still lost. So it did nothing. I don't know why that was decided. But one of my top 3 favorite matches ever, Cactus Jack and Triple H for Royal Rumble 2000. Now, granted, when I came back in 09, he was hanging around the title picture, but never really like the guy. Again, who's by now it's Cena and Orton and Batista. But I always liked Triple H, and I do think it's odd that, when he first took over running the creative for WWE, everyone unanimously loved him because the differences in the television presentation between him and Vince. And not to mention the person that Vince was and all this other stuff. And then for unknown reasons in the last, 2 months, people have started to turn on Triple H. Now, again, I'm not watching right now. I know vaguely what's happening. But intimate details, I have no clue what's going on right now in WWE or AEW for that matter. But I do know I haven't seen any clips of anything that would make me despise Triple H. So what exactly is it that he's done that makes everyone hate him now? I don't understand. Matthew Elvis Presley asked me my favorite all-time wrestler. So it's close. It's close. There's three guys that are real close to each other. It's the aforementioned Mick Foley, Roddy Piper. I'm sorry, Roddy Piper. I have a 1A, 1B, 1C, and then Roddy Piper's my 2. It's Mick Foley, 1A, 1B is Randy Savage, 1C is Mr. Perfect. I just got a rope break. Look at that. What? See, now I'm starting to hate Triple H because he's beating me to grapples. That I don't care for. But look, I've seen, clips and highlights and videos of Triple H from that time frame and decisions they made. And I also know he's won 15 world championships. So I understand why people got just sick and tired of him. That I understand. I get it. He was shoved down your throat. And there's always going to be the misrepresentation, in my opinion, that he's only in the spot because he married Steph. I don't think that's fair. I think he would have got there anyway, but regardless, it is what it is. But I don't understand the majority of the heat he got when he was a wrestler. I don't get it. Now, should he have beaten Sting at WrestleMania? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. He should not have won that match. And I think wrestling fans unanimously would agree with that. I don't think that's a wild take on my part. Oh, his head's in the ropes. Bullshit. Okay, here we go. 2 finishes, knee to the face. He's got 2 pedigrees, just waiting. Just waiting. Ready to uncork him. Oh, step kicking me. Yeah, you take some knees to the face. Let's try a pin after 2 powers of the punches. So we got a holding on Drew Dahlman of the Bears. Or is it a false start? False start. He jumped. I don't understand why Regal does not have the STF or the Regal stretch as his finisher. Well, if he does, I certainly have never done it. Caleb Williams running for, oh my Lord. Caleb Williams running for his life. Throws an absolute dart to Roma Dunza for a first down. My goodness. See, that's the thing. First half, he looked like dog shit. And then he just lays that one in there. In the air, getting hit 35 yards downfield, an absolute strike. And Adunza's surrounded by 3 defenders for bananas. And then he misses Adunza the next play by 15 yards. That's what I mean. It's frustrating to be a Bears fan right now. Power of the punch. Is this going to be enough for the WWF title? What, or WWE, excuse me. 2, 3, your champion, William Regal. I almost said Steven Regal. So do you actually see the belt in these games? Because I'm going to say no. See, Matthew fell for it. It's not World Wrestling Federation. It's WWE. Undisputed champion. Also, can we talk about this for a minute too? Why does everyone, like in the lineage of the WWE championship belts, heavyweights, why does everyone hate the Undisputed? Is it just the time frame? Because the belt itself doesn't look that terrible. Like, would I put it in the top 3 of the WWE world title belts? No. But I don't think it's like dumpster worthy. Oh, what's this? What's this? Oh, it's the credit scene. Dumb. Wait, did the Bears just run the ball on 3rd and 10 and get a first down? Who would have thunk it? Who would have thunk it? If they score here, we might have a ball game on our hands. There's still 4.5 minutes left. Oh, no, it was a pass. Never mind. Monungai just got yards after the catch. All right, so we have to read this entire credit scene. So that's dumb. So what else? What else you guys got? What else should we talk about tonight while we got, I don't know, about 6 minutes or so to go? We'll start when this is done. We'll pick a wrestler, and we'll start the road to the Intercontinental title. Won't be Regal because he's the world champion. Matt Presley says the Undisputed belt never felt like a unification match or belt. This was the result of the unification of the WWF and WCW world title. Who was it? Was Brock the first one to wear it? I think it was. Touchdown Bears. Alamide Zakitas. All right, I'm going to have to stay at least till this game's over. It is going to be 23-27. 4 minutes to go. Please don't go for 2. They're going for 2. But I mean, I guess it doesn't make a difference, but why? Just why? So yeah, I believe I think Brock was the first one to wear that belt, which meant he would have. The Rock was still carrying 2 world titles then at that time. He had to have been. There's Triple H and his giant penis in your face to end the credit scene. You know what? While we got a couple minutes, we'll do. Oh, 2-point conversion's good. To Loveland. Sometimes I wonder if there's another person in the field. All right, so let's look at what kind of. What are we doing? All right, let's look at what kind of gear they have in here ready to go to make creative wrestlers. Like again, they always have Doink. Doink's always in here ready to go. And we tried to do this last week. I could not find like upper body like shirts. There's attire color. Where's the attire? This is my color, or my question. My color. Am I stupid? Like, am I just missing it? Type is just. This is just muscle type. How ripped you are. Where is like gear? Taylor Williams is real upset on the sidelines right now. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. They've looked like ass this entire game. Where is upper body, lower body for that matter? Let's. Is this as big as I can make it? Yeah, this is as big as I can make this screen. So let's see. Like, there's not. Oh, you have to. I see. You have to select it. Okay. All right. Let's go back to upper body. So we got a singlet top, t-shirt. So let's pick like. I bet they have Doink. I'm betting that right now. So if they have a Cactus Jack's flannel, Cactus Mankind's dress shirt and tie. So let's go. We'll use this shirt logo. Power and Glory. Look at that. They had Hercules and Paul Roma on the ready. What is that? That's cheetah print. Who? Jimmy Snuka, maybe? NWO. Okay. Do they have the Nails outfit? We're going to find out. This could be, you could use this for Corporal Kirchner. You know? WWF logo. They didn't have it anymore. What's this? Oh, this is absolutely Sting. This is Rock's Adidas. Oh, Romeo Dobbs with a one-handed catch down at the 30. The Bears 30. They just gained like 40 yards in the first play. So this is what. Not going to do it. Not going to lose my shit on the air. Kyler Gordon just gets blown away. He's wide open. X-Pac not in the game. Still X-Pac. I don't know. What is that? That Undertaker? All right, we'll run with it. Undertaker. I don't know what that is. Trish Stratus, perhaps? GIP, what is that? What does that mean? How great would it be if they had an Ico Pro shirt? Is that one Billy Gunn? But he didn't wear a singlet. Why would that be in there? I said Zoolander. Highlander? I don't know what that is. That's Japanese, I'm guessing. I don't know what that is. Okay, well, there's never been a t-shirt to my knowledge that said Woo on it, but you know who that is. I thought Flair was in the game. He's in the opening scene. All right. So there's your upper body. Let's check out lower body. We need some pants. I want to see pants. There we go. Now I want logo. Packers are just marching it right down the field. Again, this is what makes it so frustrating. The Bears just have no defense. No defensive line pressure. He's just standing back there all day and do whatever he wants. Oh, now the shirt is impinging my view. I gotta take his shirt off. Woot woot. Saturn. So if the Bears can hold Green Bay to a field goal here, which does not look great, Scott Hall, they might have a chance, but they're going to have to. Billy Gunn. So one Billy Gunn, without to score a touchdown. They get the ball back. There's the other half of Sting. Catches Jack. Wait, was that the leopard print? Ew. That looked like ass. Shawn Michaels, who's not in the game because he wasn't back yet. X-Pac. Who is that? I have no idea. Tremaine Edmonds blocks a pass in the end zone going for Musgrave. Could have gone either way for a pass interference. He did not turn around, but I would say a good no call by the refs there. I don't think he actually physically impinged his ability to catch the ball. Yeah, I wouldn't call that. This close, but I wouldn't have called it either. I wouldn't have called it if it went the other way, by the way. Pair of jeans. What is this? More leopard print. What does that say? What? What is this an Austin thing? It is. AU. Austin 316. Full pants. Ew. Camo pants. Maybe the Dudleys. NWO pants. Oh, you know who that is? That's Buff Bagwell. Oh, no, that's Norton. Those are Scott Norton pants. Why did Norton not go to the WWE? I don't think. Oh, didn't want to do that. I don't think he would have done much, but I was always. I never felt like Scott Norton got his fair shake. He was way better than he got credit for. Rock's pants. I don't know what that is. This Two-Face. X-Pac. Almost picked off by Brisker. That would have been hot. There's a flag on the offense. Third down and delay a game. I don't know what pants these are. Third and come on. By the way, they're up by 3. It's the wild card round of the playoffs. There's 3 minutes to go, and they're throwing the ball every down. Green Bay is. How dumb. I don't understand. So let's see if they have face paint. That's going to be the telltale sign, you know? Some face paint. Get me closer. Oh, nice eyebrows, nerd. Incomplete pass to the end zone. Dobbs. Nope. 4th and 15. That's not what I wanted. Is it facial hair? No. Which is it? Where's face paint? Can't tell they don't have it. Face. It was down towards the bottom. It's not because of the penalty. This is a pretty long field goal. 44 yards. Not a gimme. Ooh, he missed it. Oh, boy. So they got the ball with 4:03 left in the playoffs with a 3-point lead. And they took up 1 minute and 12 seconds. Now, mind you, they had 2 pass plays over 25 yards in that drive. And then they missed the field goal, which I believe this is his second missed field goal. And he also missed an extra point in this game. Bananas. He will be fired if they lose this game. Bet me. He'll be jobless before the day's over. Stop it. Unbelievables. I don't like the cheese grater headwear. Like, to me, you're just asking for it wearing that. So the Bears take over from the 34 of Green Bay. Let's go ahead and pick. Let's go ahead and pick our Intercontinental Champion. We're gonna take. I need to pee real bad. This was full when we started, and now it's all in my bladder. Let's do Intercontinental. And we're going to be Hurricane Helms. We're going to take on Christian. Hurricane's another one that I don't think did as much as he could have. I don't necessarily mean as the Hurricane, but Shane Helms. Pass to Loveland. First down. Bears are at the Green Bay 46. If the Bears didn't have Loveland right now, I don't know if they moved the ball, period. I mean, we might be down by 50 if we don't have Loveland right now. Hurricane walking like a goof. That's how I walk when I'm trying to get through Walmart to the bathroom without shitting my pants. I did like the Hurricane character. I enjoyed him a great deal. Timeout. Green Bay, their second timeout with 2:07 to go in the fourth. Again, I'm happy about it. Why do you call a timeout 7 seconds before the 2-minute warning? Now say the Bears do score a touchdown. You have a timeout. And the Bears are going to run the clock down as much as they can. NFL postseason history, three wins by teams trailing by 15-plus points in the fourth. The last thing to do was the Patriots over the Falcons in the Super Bowl, the famous 28-3 game. The Bears would be the fourth. But again, if the Bears played offense in the first half, I wouldn't have to be just sitting here waiting to pee my pants. Right now, we'd have this game in hand. I hate it. And also, to be a Bears fan, lifelong Bears fan, and have to go from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love is the most frustrating thing. They've had 3 starting quarterbacks, and I'm pretty sure the Bears in the same time span have had like 411. And I know I'm exaggerating. I can name you 20 right now without even thinking about it since 1994. It would not be difficult. Don't believe me? Here we go. Eric Kramer, Shane Matthews, Cade McNown. It's terrible. Cordell Stewart, Rex Grossman, Jim Miller, Henry Burris, Dave Craig, Rick Meyer, Chris Chandler, Kyle Orton. Hold on. Yeah, kicked in the back of the head. Jay Cutler, Craig Krenzel, Jonathan Quinn, Caleb Haney, Todd Collins, Josh McCown. Is that Josh or Todd? I think it was Josh. I forgot. I lost my place. Justin Fields, Mitchell Trubisky. And the funny thing is, McCown played so well, backing up Jay Cutler, that we let Cutler go and kept McCown. Tyson Bagent, Caleb Williams. I'm let's see if I can think of some more. Brian Greasy. There's got to be more. Jim Harbaugh. How about that one? That was from like 1990, though. Steve Walsh. Told you there was more. I'm actually surprised that Justin Fields has been the only quarterback to my remembrance that wore number 1 for the Bears. It's kind of weird. I don't know why, but it's weird. Is that all I can think of? I feel like there's more. I feel like there should be more, for sure. There was a backup before Caleb Haney that had to play because Cutler was a giant vagina, but I can't remember who it was. We're the same number. We're number 12. I can't remember. Actually, I think Caleb Haney was from Colorado State. I don't know why I know that either. And yes, we really had Cordell Stewart. Oh, DJ Moore should have caught that. Ugh. Hit him right in the hands. Oh, Lord. I don't know. What is Hurricanes finisher? Because I should be hitting it right now. Trapilo just limped off the field. That wasn't it. What's his finisher? Well, we get the win. Minute 54. Ozzie Benaday is now in at left tackle. The injured Chapio. Dump pass to Swift. Down at the 24. Gain of like 25. Whoo, boy. Lined up as a slot. Busted out in the flat. No one covered him. Love it. Love to see it happen. Up next, Scotty Tuhati. For at least we know there's going to be like 3 or 4 singles matches, and then 2 triple threat matches, 3 fatal 4-ways, and then we're going to wrestle whoever the Intercontinental Champion is. DJ Moore, touchdown. Are you shitting me? Bears go up. But there's a minute 43 to go. And the Packers have a timeout, but they have to score a touchdown to win. Holy shit. Holy shit. What a game this has been. But again, if the Bears can play offense in the first half, we would have put up 50 when they played in the fourth quarter. It's mind-numbing how we just cannot play football in the first half. Now we need the defense to show up for the first time this season. Like Scotty Tuhati right here, you know? His acid wash jeans. Why is Scotty Tuhati and Rikishi in this game, but not Brian Christopher? Did he get released in 01 and I just didn't know it? I can't believe the Bears just came back and took the lead against Green Bay. When we were down 21-3 at the half, I was not hopeful, to say the least. Holy mackerel. And we threw to DJ Moore, who I literally have said the entire streaming of this game. Why have we not thrown, like, why do we just never throw the ball to DJ Moore? And there he is, right when you need him. A good American Express credit card. He's there when you need him. Everywhere you want to be. Hurricane's finisher is the moss-covered three-handle filmmaker done. Nice. Nice. Who said that? Was that on Jericho's list of 1,001 holds? If not, it should have been. He was so good in WCW when he was a heel. He was so good. The list of 1,000. Sky Too Hot, he's just taking me to the woodshed right now. His list of the 1,001 holds, which I heard an interview he did where he said during that, because they went to commercial break. Remember while he was doing that? And he said while they were in break, he just proceeded to just shit on every Chicago sports team. That's why they were booing him so bad when they came back from break. And he's just sitting in the ring like, I don't know what happened, and just kept reading his list. The match introductions for the Cruiserweight Battle Royal at Super Brawl is an all-timer. I mean, that was tremendous. Ralphus mocking Goldberg. See, I thought they had something with Goldberg and Jericho. I'm really upset Goldberg didn't want to do it because they had something. And I think Jericho was like, dude, you can kill me in a match. It's fine. I just want to do the angle. And he was, no, just not having it. But Ralphus, and then he got the second guy. I don't remember what his name would be. He looked like the guy from Eastbound and Down, Danny McBride, whatever his character's name was. Screen pass to Josh Jacobs. Gain of 3. Line, or the clock keeps ticking. I am excited to get the strategy guide, so I do know what everyone's finisher is. I guess now specifically the Hurricane. Oh boy, I'm glad I've had a mason jar of vodka and Fresca. Otherwise, I'd be a wreck right now. 3rd and 7. Bears trying to hold on. I might have to end the show if they win because I might undress myself in this room. So I'm so glad we got Tremaine Edmonds back because as bad as our defense is, he is the play caller of the defense. He is the captain of the defense. So I'm glad he's back. Dropped pass by Romeo Dobbs. You hate to see it. Oh, that's right. We don't know what Hurricane's finisher is. Did he not use the vertebreaker when he was the Hurricane? Did I miss something? I'm actually kind of surprised it's not the choke slam. All right, so let's try at his head. It's a rear chin lock. That's nothing. 4th and 7. Oh, my God. Jordan Love throws the ball complete. Oh, boy. I didn't know who number 0 is. They're still on the wrong side of the 50, but he got out of bounds. Oh, boy. They're going to try and give me a stroke. Let's try at the feet. No, that's not it. What about the top rope? Let's try that. You know? Can't get up there. Reversal, but I said nay, nay. Oh, Y is a run. That's good to know. Drop kick. That's not his finisher. Oh, that's it. Okay, I just hit the finish. All right. Wait, did he get in the ropes? I hate it. I don't like it. $55 seconds to go, 2nd and 3. And they are just on the Bears side of the 50. They have to score a touchdown to win. I am even drinking. I'm about to have a panic attack. Love drops back, throws. Incomplete. Whoo, boy. That would have been trouble if Jalen Reed would have caught that. That would have been trouble. Yikes. And we beat Scotty Too Hottie. Hit him. I mean, it hit him in the palm, and he just dropped it. Hate to see it. You know? Hate to see it. Poor guy. And no, I don't feel bad. I've watched the Packers beat the shit out of the Bears my entire life. It's good that the shoe is on the other foot. Romeo Doubs catches it for first down. Clock's running. They still have one timeout. And they called it. 44 seconds to go. So now the Packers, 44 seconds to go. No timeouts. They're down by 4. It's 1st and 10. I don't know why the kicker's getting ready. That's weird. There's not a lot he can do. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this Bears game, 21-3 at half. And now we're up by 4. We have outscored the Packers 28-6 since halftime. Love throws complete to Jalen Reed down at the 22. Clock is ticking. Oh, and one of the Packers got hurt. How convenient. If he gets up and walks off the field, I'm going to be furious. Yeah, he went down. He got hit, like, I don't know. As soon as the D lineman, it's one of the guards. As soon as the D lineman touched him, he went down. Although I believe the rule is that the clock still, like as soon as they break the huddle, the clock still moves. Now, he's still down, so maybe it's legit. That's unfortunate. I don't want to see that. But I believe because they have no timeouts and there's an injury on the field, like as soon as they clear the player and they break the huddle, the clock starts moving. There's 22 seconds to go. Oh my goodness. Laceda Smith is the new guard in the game. Guards. Number 75 walks off the field. Now I have to question if it's legit or not. He's barely limping. Smells fishy to me. I got a feeling if the Bears lose, we're going to talk about that move for a while now. That he barely got touched. Like they snapped the ball, he got hit by the D lineman barely, and he just went down. I don't know. That seems fishy to me. I never liked those injuries with no timeouts marching down the field. Incomplete pass to Christian Watson in the end zone. 13 seconds to go. 2nd and 10. From where are we at? I can't see. I think they're at like the 30. Can you tell I'm getting nervous? Top rope hurricane run. Let's see, where are they at? I really hope they find a way to make those halos on the helmets not look dumb one day. The 23. Do we have a false start? False start, Green Bay. It looks like. Yep. Ooh, my goodness. 13 seconds to go. This is bananas. This might be the best Bears game I've ever watched. I mean, I mean that honestly. Like this has been a bananas game. The Bears, again, based off the first half, they have no business winning this game. Love drops back, runs in the pocket. Pass is batted down by Montez Sweat. 3 seconds to go. This will be the last play of the game. Oh, boy. What a play by Sweat. Chased him down on the run, gets ready to throw the ball. Sweat bats it down. It ran down to 2, so they have to add a second to the play clock. Oh, they're going to 7 seconds. What? There was 3 seconds to go and the ball hit the ground. Regardless, I think this is going to be your last play of the game. Oh my God. He dropped the snap. You got it. How is he still getting the pass off? Somebody get him. Bears this one. Oh my God. Oh, what? Oh my God. Unbelievable. The Bears just beat the Packers in the playoffs, maybe for the first time in my life. Oh, wow. TJ's going to sit in the basement and get drunk tonight. Wow. What a game. What a game. Yeah, go crazy, Chicago. Wow. I'm going to beat Edge, and then we're going to sign off for the night. Unreal. He had all day to throw that ball, but they only rushed 3, and the rest of the Bears just sat in the end zone. Nearly picked by Kyler Gordon. Wow. I don't believe it. We just beat Edge, just for the record. Oh, my goodness. Well, I was not lying when I said old TJ here is going to go do some drinking now to celebrate the Bears win. So with that being said, thank you everyone who joined us tonight on Bash on the Buttons. And what a season for the Green Bay Packers. You know, great run for them in the playoffs. But in the end, it's the Bears.